Steve Max. Let's go. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I'm really excited, to get on here. Steve asked me, we get on here, share some of your mindset, how you got the Platinum 1000 and, everything you've learned, from Bob Proctor. I'd say 90% of people on this call, just by an assumption, know who Mr. Bob Proctor is. And, if you've been to a convention, you definitely know who he is. And, he's somebody who I actually didn't know, like way back September, come Dallas, Texas. I actually went there. I remember I was talking to Steve Marriott, like, yo, Bob Proctor's coming. I'm like, who's that? Like, I literally didn't know. The one guy I followed growing up was Tony Robbins. And, Bob, shifted my paradigm. He talks about things called paradigm shifts. And, what I'm going to focus on right now is just pure mindset, to get to the next level, whether it's in trading, whether it's in marketing. In general, you need this mindset to go farther in life. And you need this mindset, to feel good, to feel happy, to take action. So I'm going to go over some mindset stuff. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my shift. Some of you do know my shift that happened to go Platinum 1000, but Platinum 1000 is just a pit stop. It is not where we're stopping. It's just we're just filling up with gas here, and then we're going to keep going. So, I'm just going to get right into it. So I got a couple topics I want to talk about. And the first thing is, putting things out to the universe. This term, if you're not taking notes, you forget 90%, Matt Rosa says, and you only remember 5% of the things you hear. So please take out, a notebook, a piece of paper. I always got my notebook right here. So make sure you're taking notes. And the first thing you can write down is the word postulate. So the word postulate means anything you think comes true, right? So it's so simple, but anything you think becomes true. So have fun with it. It's very playful. I've invested a lot of money into myself, in my personal development, in my mind. And I'm actually writing a book. I'm the author of the upcoming book, Mastering Your Mind, forwarded by Bob Proctor himself. I got the honor, of spending time with him at his house. I was at Bob's house in his library. If you've watched him on YouTube, I was literally there, a couple of weeks ago. And it's crazy, from not knowing him to being at his house, from, having his assistant's phone number and being able to connect, with him closely all the time is just absolutely amazing, right? So you want to put things out to the universe. And one thing I put out to the universe was I postulated, Bob forwarding my book. And why am I talking about this? Because you can postulate things into your life, right? So you can attract things into your life. So make sure you're putting out good things out to the universe. If I'm putting out doubt, if I'm putting out negativity, if I'm putting out sorrow, sadness, it's not going to work. I'm not good enough, whatever it is. If I'm putting all this BS out to the universe, that's what I'm attracting back. You've seen The Secret. If you know anything about the law of attraction, drop a 111. Otherwise, you might be very confused about everything I'm talking about. So if you know anything about the law of attraction, mindset, drop a 111 in the chat box right now. I just want to see, if this is new stuff, how basic I should stay. All right, only 3 people know about mindset. Okay, so maybe I'll stay a little. Okay, there we go. Now it's lighting up. Awesome. So, you want to put things out to the universe. You want to put good things out to the universe because it'll come back to you, right? So, like I said, for me, something that you guys should do every single day if you're not already doing it. And this is a pinnacle. It's a little thing. It might seem minuscule and little, but you need affirmations, right? Affirmations are so powerful. Our company is called I Am, right? So I am affirmations, guys. So it's like, I am worthy. I'm confident. I'm powerful. I'm sexy. I'm a money magnet. Money flows easily and frequently to me. I act no matter what. I speak with posture, whatever it is. These are just some of mine. I say every single morning. Why? Because I feed my mind this. Literally, I'm in the shower and I'll say it to myself. No cap. This is literally what I do every single morning. Because here's the crazy part, guys. You might not believe it when you start saying it. It might be silly. You might be battling yourself. You're like, I'm saying all these things and I don't believe it. And you say it might sound stupid, but fast forward for me. Let's say I started my affirmations, like it hasn't not been a year since I've been doing it. Let's say 5 months ago. Now today I can greatly say I probably believe 90% of them, right? And the 10% I don't yet, I'm still telling myself until I trick my mind. So, it's not okay to lie to other people, but it's okay to trick yourself, into believing it. So then it actually comes into fruition into your life, guys. So make sure, first thing you want to write down is, make sure you're feeding yourself good things, right? If your business isn't growing, if your trading account isn't growing, is it because what did you say? It's true, it looks stupid, but you realize? Yeah, no, definitely. But your business isn't going, your trading account isn't growing, if you're not feeding yourself good things. If you're literally telling yourself, I'm going to lose this trade, I feel terrible because I just lost $50, or, people just left my business, people quit, this person refunded, whatever it is, this person said they were committed and they quit. It's like you can't let that affect you, because this is the next thing I'm gonna talk about, is you need to know where you're going, right? But going back to feeling, the way you feel about something is that's the answer. You know, everyone say thoughts are things, but thoughts are not things. Thoughts become things. So you can write that down. Thoughts become things. So whatever you think about, you attract into your life, guys. And it literally, you know, you want to feel abundant. You want to feel great. You want to feel amazing. And, you know, really bring that back into your life, guys. Because if you feel amazing, if you're feeding yourself, you know, I literally read this book every single day. If you've never heard of this book, it's called Think and Grow Rich by I'm sorry, not by Bob Proctor. It should be, though, by Napoleon Hill. And, you know, the reason it's created the most millionaires in the entire world, right? So that's, if you could take one thing away from this whole training, is get the book Think and Grow Rich and apply every single principle you learn into it in your life. And I promise you, you will be successful. Like if you apply every single thing in your life from that book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, you will be successful. Bob Proctor, you know, went from somebody, you know, who wasn't in school, you know, knew absolutely nothing, literally a bum. Like literally he would say this, and he got that book and he started working for this guy named, you know, Earl Nightingale, Dale Carnegie, people like this, and he surrounded himself by these people, and then he just studied. He said he studied it for 9 years until he had a breakthrough. Can you sacrifice the next 9 years to be well off for the rest of your life? You know, 9 years is a long time. I plan on, you know, I've been able to change my mindset within the span, you know, of a couple months to a year now. And, you know, it's really, really important that you feel good, right? So feeling is the secret, guys. That's the true secret of life, is the way you feel about something is what you attract more of into your life, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is, raising your standard, right? So this is what helped me get, Steve was asking, you know, share a little bit about how you get to Platinum 1000, is I raised my standard. You know, I said this on our leaders call this morning, and, you know, I said that, you know, I was in Miami last week, and I was, you know, with Mike Sotero. I'd say everyone knows Mike Sotero. I was with him, you know, we went out for dinner for Nick Gomez's birthday. You know, I was surrounded by millionaires like Julian Kushner, you know, Jonathan Lopez, and et cetera, and more, right? So I was surrounded by these people at a very, you know, nice restaurant, you know, and, you know, it was just a different conversation. It wasn't even the restaurant, it wasn't anything like that, because they're just normal people, but the conversations were different, guys. You know, I'm not going to get into what we were talking about or what they were saying, you know, what I was saying, but the conversation were just different. You know, the one thing I will tell you is I remember Nick said something like, guys, remember when we were like 19 years old making multiple six figures? And then we're laughing. And I'm like, bro, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, why am I not there yet? Like, they're literally late in your 20s. And I decided in that moment, I'm going to raise my standard. Because the only thing keeping you from your goals and the life you desire is you. The person in the mirror is the only person keeping you from getting to that next level, guys. So change your mindset and change your life. Raise your standard, and you will you will get to new heights. You will go to new heights, guys. So really raise your standard in your life, and you will see massive results. The only person from stopping you from hitting Chairman 10, Platinum 600, Platinum 150 is you, because you're telling yourself it's hard. People tell me, Tommy, it's hard to hit Platinum 150. I'm like, it's really not. You're just telling yourself it's hard, right? You need to ask for the help that you need. Obviously, you need skills. Obviously, you need, you know, to practice the invite, things like that. Obviously, you need to learn how to trade, but you need to understand that it is hard, right? If you make it hard, right? So make it easy. You know, obviously, you know, you just saying it's easy isn't just like everything's all dandy and butterflies and flowers. No. But at the end of the day, if you're not helping yourself, then you're literally putting yourself backwards, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is results come from action. So you can do a ton of personal development. You know, you can read a book. You can go, you know, literally go read a book. You can, you know, not apply what you learn, or you can even wow, it was an amazing book. Like, you can read Think and Grow Rich and not apply what you learn, and then you have no action. So results come from action, guys. So make sure, you know, everything you learn, you apply, because results come from action, guys. And, you know, one of the last things I want to talk about is, you know, excuses. And excuses sound best to the person who's making them, right? And excuses, like, I literally will call anybody out on my team. You know, I'll call people out. I call my family out. I'll call my brother out, because, you know, excuses sound best to the person who's making them. So don't make excuses, because that's just you holding yourself back, right? So the last thing I want to talk about is know where you're going, right? Know where you're going no matter what. Make a committed decision. Bob Proctor talks about being committed. You know where you're going, because no matter what, you know, if I'm going here, let's say this is Chairman 10, my hand is Chairman 10, I'm down here. You know, if I'm going here, you know, how am I going to get there? I'm going to allow myself, no matter what, if my whole team quits tomorrow, I'm going there, right? You need to know where you're going no matter what, and not let anything or any circumstance, the coronavirus, you know, like, I could be real. Yo, my mom's been through some neck shit this whole past year, and I literally could have been like, poor me, but instead I use it as fuel on my fire, right? So change your mindset, change your life, know where you're going, use everything bad in your life to fuel you to go harder. Take the action now so you don't have to wait later, right? The only person holding you back from being successful is you, right? So the only person holding you back from being successful is you. Make sure you apply every single thing you learn in your life. Study every day. Bob Proctor says, this last thing I'm gonna say, this doctor asked Bob, she goes, Bob, what's the #1 healthcare routine? I wanna tell my friends and family, I wanna tell my clients because I wanna make money off this. I want to tell everybody the #1 healthcare routine. And you know what he said? He said, study every single day. He said, I study this book every single day. This is what I do to stay healthy. He doesn't eat healthy. He said, I eat normal. I eat just like you. He said, study every single day and feed your mind. If you're not feeding your mind, you are dying. He said, if you are not studying every day, you are going backwards, whether you realize it or not. It is not good enough, to prospect one day out of the week. It is not good enough to trade one day out of the week and then hope you're going forward, because you're still going backwards if you're not like implementing things every single day, guys. So, the last thing I'm going to say is, it's not what you get, it's who you become. So, it's who you become. And for me, I'm happy, I'm wealthy, I'm rich in my mind. Doesn't matter what my bank account looks like at the end of the day. I could be a millionaire. I could have $0. But regardless, you need to love yourself and be happy, with where you're at and where you're going. So, I hope you all got value. Drop some 7s in the chat if you got value. I'm going to pass it, back to Steve and, Katie, kill this thing. Let's go. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Drop it in the chats, guys. Make sure you guys put this guy on your Instagram story, because that was freaking unbelievable, right? Guys, listen, this is why we do mindset training. I had a call with our leaders recently, and I said, guys, market mastery comes down to 3 things, right? Number 1 is mindset mastery. If you don't have your mind right and you don't get your mind right, nothing will be right. And then we have market mastery, which is the charts, like learning these charts and making money and making our wealth off these charts. And the third thing is marketing mastery. Is how we get this out there to people that need it. Guys, right now people need this. And so listen, this is not hype. This is not motivation. You have to change your thinking to succeed, whether in trading or in building or just in life, period. I'm going to say one more thing, then I'm going to pass it to our next great speaker. Guys, I just had a conversation with somebody today, and, I'm not going to say who he is, but he's a guy that has been on our calls, right? He's a guy that he's been on our team several times. Guys, there was a point in time that this guy literally would have had over 70 people right now active under him, but he quit. 6 months later, came back. He's no longer on that leg. Quit again. 6 months later, came back. And guess what, guys? He's quit again. But he's not quitting on this. He's quitting on himself. And it's excuse after excuse after excuse. Guys, listen, get your mind right. Get your focus right. That's what these calls are for. And you're going to get to that next level. So guys, if you're ready for the next speaker, if you're receiving value, I want you to drop a 222 right now. My favorite combination. If you are ready, guys, I got a champion coming on here right now. They say you don't make champions, you find them. Tommy's a champion. He was already a champion. It's just coming out now. And this next speaker is already a champion. She's been a champion, but it's coming out now. And what's coming out, guys, is nothing less than a chairwoman in the making right here. And I'm so proud because a few weeks ago, she said, hey, I'm trading and I'm making this money. It's crazy how it's happening. And I'm winning using the Harmonic scanner. Guys, the Harmonic scanner is still one of my favorite scanners. It comes with our most basic package. So I want you guys to really take notes here and focus in on what Katie's going to tell you, because the Harmonic scanner shoots out somewhere between 20 and 40 trades a day. And then it's up to you to choose and pick the right one. So guys, please give your full attention to Miss Caitlin Vargas, soon to be Platinum 2000.
What's up, guys? If you are super excited for the value that we are about to give today, go ahead